Good morning, you guys, and welcome back to my channel for another video. As I have been sharing with you guys since January, I have been doing a monthly goals video and you guys have been giving me good feedback on them. So today I am here to share my April goals with you guys. If you are unfamiliar with the way I set up my goals and intentions and focuses for a new year, you might want to head back and watch January's video where I kind of go over everything. Today's video is brought to you in partnership with Skillshare, and Will be sharing with you guys about a really awesome class that I recently had my oldest daughter take, and so I will share with you all of that. It was really cool. But per the usual goal video for me, I am going to recap March, what I accomplished, what I didn't. Those were the goals that I set for myself in March, and then I will share April's goals with you guys for this month, where I will be focusing my attention and making sure that I am breaking down my larger yearly intentions into monthly bite-sized pieces. Like I mentioned, today's video is brought to you in partnership with Skillshare, and you guys know I have a long-lasting working relationship with Skillshare, and that is because I truly love the platform. If you've never heard of Skillshare, they are an online teaching and creating platform. There are thousands of classes on so many different topics, ranging from lifestyle, productivity, organization, art, animation, photography. The list goes on and on and on and on. There is so much information on that platform. And the thing that I really prefer about Skillshare over other, platforms where people share how-tos and things like that are these classes are professionally done, and they are very direct and to the point. So you're getting just the how-tos, the steps. You're not getting, distracting information or just someone's opinion. These are like concise, broken down videos. In fact, most of the classes on Skillshare are broken down into little segments. And this one in particular that I am talking about was it was called Watercolor in the Wood by Rosalie Hazlett, I think is how you say her name. And it was broken down into 13 sections, and the longest one being 6 minutes. So you can learn a lot about a new skill or a hobby in a very short amount of time when the information is concise and direct. And that is what I really love about it. So this class was on how to paint like natural looking art. And you guys know I have a lot of really art driven and talented children. That is a skill that I do not possess, so they did not get that from me, but I am all about cultivating and helping them with that. So I thought that she would really enjoy this class, and so she did take the class and created the fern, and of course it was beautiful. So if you guys want to check out Skillshare, I will have a link down in my description box, as well as pinned in the comments of this video, and I will put the offer right here for you guys so you can see. But I highly encourage you to go and check out Skillshare. You will find so much information, whether it's for you or something in your homeschool to add on a different component, photography, animation, any of those things. There is so much information to be found on Skillshare. So to recap, March's goals were to finish planning out the trip that Jake and I scheduled for February, that I scheduled back in February. That was my goal for February, was to get that trip booked. And to finish ordering all of my homeschooling curriculum, to spend a lot of time outside, to celebrate my daughter's birthday and just soak it all in, and to continue tracking my business expenses with discipline, since that was a new thing that I was implementing into my life. So to let you guys know what I accomplished and what I didn't. So starting with the first one about planning out some adventures and activities for the trip Jake and I were going to go on. I have to tell you guys, I'm so sad. But we actually had to cancel the trip. It was the worst news ever, because if you're parents, you know how hard it is to find time and align all the things that have to align for you to leave the state. So we needed you know, grandparents available. I needed dog sitter available, time off of work, a free weekend with no other obligations, just all the things. And so we found out, because my youngest daughter's dance studio sent out an email about their end of the year recital, and it happens to be on that weekend. And this is her first ever like big recital, and we of course cannot miss it. So we messaged the owner of the house that we had reserved where we were going, and unfortunately they were not willing to transfer our reservation to another weekend. They stated, you know, that they had it all booked, and I personally don't believe that. There's a lot of time between now and then, and they also weren't willing to refund us, so we lost a lot of money on that reservation, which is super unfortunate. And I'm sure you're thinking, well, just reschedule it. Well, if it was only that easy. If you guys remember, we have a travel trailer. We bought it last August, and so in that world, in the RV travel trailer world, in order to visit some of the more popular locations, or really just anywhere in the summer, even if it's not a popular location, you need a reservation well in advance, because RVing and travel trailers and all that stuff has become a lot more popular. And so anyways, in order to do some adventuring with our trailer, which is why we purchased it, we have already planned many trips this summer, and so we just can't, you know, put it in another weekend. May was really like our last hope for doing this, because we have our summer pretty much scheduled out, and so and then we come back from that and I have to start school with the children. And you guys know, if you've been watching me for a while, when I start a new homeschool year, I don't like to have any disruptions for about 8 weeks. So then that puts us almost into the holidays, and then we'll be in a new year. So Jake and I were so bummed. It wouldn't have been so bad if we could have just transferred it to another weekend in May, but we were really upset with the way that this person, and this is a property on VRBO, so, you know, it wasn't like some random thing. So we're going through the proper steps to try to dispute it and get our money back, because we were well within, you know, a time frame where they could re-rent the property. But my personal opinion is that they just wanted to keep our money and then re-rent it out, and then they're basically getting double for one weekend. So that is really unfortunate. But so to summarize all of that, we didn't plan any adventures because we found out that we couldn't go. So that was super disappointing. The next goal that I had in March was finishing homeschool orders. Did that, check, yay. The next thing was lots of outside time. Yes, we have been spending so much more time outside, which has been wonderful. It is warming up where we are. We went to my son's swim meet way down in southern Arizona, and we were outside literally all day the entire weekend, but I was not mad about it because I am totally solar powered, and the sun and the warmth, it just feels so good. So we've been spending a lot more time outside, and we went to Death Valley, we were outside, so it's just been nice to be outside. And this time of year always makes me want to start running again because it's so beautiful, and so done some runs outside with the kids, and it's just been nice to be outside more. Celebrating my daughter's birthday. Yes, we are celebrating it big. Birthdays are a big deal in our house. We did that, and I put aside my broken, sad mama heart and just focused on enjoying the moment with her, which is always what I do, but it gets a little more difficult each year she gets older because, well, I shared a really emotional post on Instagram, so if you want to go read how I've been feeling, that's over on Instagram. Don't want to get into it in this video because I'll probably cry, but yeah, so we celebrated her huge, and that was exactly what I wanted to do. And then as far as the tracking discipline for my business expenses and all of that, I would say I have been successful with doing that. So yeah, I accomplished what I could in March. That's the recap, and some things were just out of our control. So now moving on to my goals and intentions for April. So you guys know I've been writing them down in my Erin Condren planner. There they are right there, and I'm just going to read them to you. So my first goal is to slow down with my work. And I know people will say, YouTube is not work, and you're entitled to your own opinion, but it very much is work. And is it like the hardest work out there in the world? No. And I'm the first one to say that. You guys know I'm super honest, but it is work. Anytime you are taking on more to already, you know, like, as a homeschooling mom of 4 and running my home and trying to be a good friend and trying to be a good wife and all those things, like, it's just adding on anything can sometimes be challenging. And I have a very like go-getter type personality. I don't like missing out on cool opportunities and things like that. So I really struggle to say no sometimes. And I don't know if you guys noticed, but in March I had a lot of videos. I created almost double the amount of content than I usually create. So that's like doing double the amount of work that I usually do. And my usual amount of work is like enough. It's where I feel good. It's where I don't feel overwhelmed. But sometimes, you know, things happen and, you know, you say yes to one thing and expect it to go out during this time period, and then they push it, but you already said yes, so you have to do it anyway, and then you have your normal stuff that you have to do. And so I'm not complaining, but I just need to have a slower month for April. And so I'm going to be aware of that, so that if anything presents itself that is tempting to me to say yes to because I'm excited about it or I think it's really cool, I'm gonna just go ahead and pass on that, because I already have obligations, and the obligations I have already, you know, fulfill my uploading schedule here. So I need to slow down. Part of why I want to slow down is because I am going on a girls trip with 2 of my close girlfriends, and I am so excited. The very first like mom weekend away I took with a friend was back when I went to Magnolia down in Waco, and it was not last year but the year before. And then last year we planned one to go to Palm Springs, but it was in April, and that was shortly after everything shut down, so we obviously could not go. So this year we planned a girls trip for, again, the middle of April, and it will definitely be happening this year. I feel confident to say that now, and I'm just really excited. It's nothing super long or extravagant, but just taking a break from the daily mom life and just being able to go somewhere with your friends and just laugh and talk without, you know, interruptions or a time constraint is just so nice. So I want to just really savor that time, which is partially why I need to slow down, so that I'm not feeling overwhelmed with work and then have, you know, all that. So it all goes together. In order for me to enjoy the trip, I need to make sure my schedule is not completely full, so I'm able to take a break that weekend, because that's when I do the primary amount of my filming is on the weekend, because I don't have time during the week. So you see where I'm going with that. For our homeschool goals this month, we are going to start working on our last project of the school year. We have been doing quarterly presentations, and this one is on any topic that my kids want to present on. So we need to do those, create those, dedicate the time to that. And then also we are going to be doing the gardening unit from the spring bundle that I shared with you guys. And so this week I got the seeds, I got the windowsill pots that I wanted, so once they're not in the eggshells anymore, we can transfer them over. But I need to just have time for that in my school day, and I'm excited about that because, again, we'll be doing this outside in the sun, and it'll be really fun. So those, I want to complete that project with them in April. And then the last goal that I have for April is to try to come up with something else to do with my husband. We were both so bummed about that trip. And like I said, it's not as simple as just going in June. We can't do that. We already have things scheduled and around work and all that. So it might be a little bit difficult, but it's probably what's honestly, I want to believe we're going to be able to come up with something else, but what's honestly probably going to happen is we're probably just going to do a staycation, which will be one night. But at least we'll get away together for like 24 hours because I mean, that's better than nothing, right? So those are my goals for April. It's not a super, I don't know, like I don't have a ton that I'm wanting to accomplish this month. I think the overall goal here is to just focus on those relational things and then allow myself time to really enjoy the things that I have going on in my life, and just making sure that I can say no to some things that I know will come my way this month. So those are my goals. I would love to know if you guys have any similar goals for this month, if you're doing any fun gardening projects with your kids or anything like that. Let me know down below. If you're enjoying the goals videos that I've been doing every month, give me a thumbs up. If you find them motivational, I would love to hear from you. And be sure to check out the link for Skillshare down in the description box so you guys can give it a try. I know you will love it if you have not tried it already. I hope you guys are doing well, and I will see you all in my next video really soon. Bye guys.